Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, a police death investigation is underway after an employee at a local car dealership is murdered. Plus, a Grammy Award singer is back on island, but she's not here to perform. The latest with a drug case against Yvonne Elliman Alexander and her husband. And closed for 3 weeks, 2 fire stations shut down, reopened as a result of the recent overtime savings and the governor's fiscal realignment plan. Tragedy at a Mesh Chamorro barbecue. We brought you the story over the weekend after a fight at a Tamuning business turned deadly. Hafide Guahusinek Delgado.
And I'm Crystal Paco. Tonight, the latest on the death at AK Toyota, the suspect and victim co-workers at the Tamuning car dealership, and the brutal beating all caught on tape. He made a sign of the cross as Judge Benjamin Sison read him his bail.
If you want to be released, I'm going to set bail at $100,000 in cash.
That's how much Jonathan Ross Pangilinan will have to pay to get out of jail. The 31-year-old AK Toyota staffer appeared in court late Monday afternoon, charged with the murder and aggravated assault of his co-worker, Librick Menglotnya. An autopsy on Monday concluded Menglotnya's death was a homicide. He had been bleeding from the brain after being beaten to death. The men were at a Mesh Chamorro celebration at their workplace on Friday night. Court documents state Pangilinan gave multiple versions of the story. First, that Menglotnya was angry and confrontational and instigated a fight, headbutting and trying to punch Pangilinan. That's when Pangilinan says he blocked the punch and pushed Menglotnya, who fell backwards onto the cement. In the second version of the defendant's story, he reports Menglotnya slipped and fell. A third version, however, is what was caught on the Tamuning car dealership's surveillance footage. The argument started at 11:20 p.m. The men exchanged punches before Menglotnya is seen on the pavement, on his hands and knees, trying to get up. Pangilinan continues to kick the victim in the head and chest before he falls forward, his face hitting the ground. The beating continues until Menglotnya is pulseless and breathless. When confronted by the surveillance footage, Pangilinan admitted to being angry at Menglotnya and punching and kicking him until he was on the ground and unresponsive. A witness also reported seeing Pangilinan yelling at a man on the ground. Pangilinan reportedly yelling, quote, "Do it, par, what you gonna do?" In court on Monday, prosecutor Sean Brown asked that Pangilinan be banned from going back to work.
Both worked at the same place, AK. So we would ask that he not be able to return to work due to the potential influence he would have over witnesses in this case.
Pangilinan's next hearing is set for April 5th. AK officials have said that Menglotnya was a tinter in the tint shop division and worked with the company for more than a decade. They also say they are saddened by what happened and the company is offering counseling to any of its employees in need.
Well, a man is fighting for his life after an apparent freak accident in Dededo.
No one was behind the wheel when he was caught between a fuel truck and a concrete slab. Police are looking into what went wrong. Carmen Terlai spoke with one eyewitness and has more.
Now, we do want to warn some of our viewers that the video you're about to see may be graphic.
Oh my God, the guy's stuck!
This cell phone video is no doubt shocking. A witness recording the response the moment a man is pinned by a large 76 fuel truck and a concrete pillar. It happened around 11 this morning near the 76 gas station in Dededo. The video, which quickly circulated on social media, shows the driver backing up, and the man then falls to the ground. Witnesses say no one was in the driver's seat when the fuel truck suddenly rolled forward.
We're wondering how come what happened now, and he's the driver, and then how come he's smashed there. Yeah. We don't know if maybe he don't handbrake, or maybe he forgot to put in the parking or something. You know, we don't know. It's really, like you don't know why it's like that.
The incident leaving many here stunned, like eyewitness Meritus Mercado, who says the fuel truck driver was pinned for some time.
Around 30 minutes already.
30 minutes?
We cannot help him because we don't know what's going on. How come he's stuck there in the corner? So lucky thing when somebody called the Triple J driver truck, he's the one only helped to take out the pull back up the a gas truck.
That Triple J driver is only being identified as Mr. Sablon, though he is being commended for helping out. The Triple J officials express their thoughts and prayers to the victim. Meantime, investigators say it appears the victim was refueling gas storage tanks at 76. That's when he noticed the truck rolling forward, and in an attempt to stop it, the momentum pinned him against the concrete pillar. Guam fire units also responded to the incident. The victim, who has not yet been identified, was rushed to GRMC. He was last said to be in critical condition. The investigation is ongoing. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Well, their last trip to Guam had some not-so-high notes. Upon arriving to island last August to headline a Mount Carmel school benefit concert, Grammy winner Yvonne Alexander and her husband Alan were busted with drugs. They ultimately pled out to a single felony charge, but were allowed to go home because of the singer's elderly mother.
Now that they've returned for sentencing, will this songbird be singing the jailhouse blues? Here's more from the Superior Court of Guam. Her name may ring a bell. Disco sensation Yvonne Alexander is the voice behind this familiar tune. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. And she's back on island with her husband Alan, not for an encore performance, but for sentencing in their local drug case. As reported in August 2017, upon arrival to Guam for a benefit concert, the musical duo spent a night in jail. They had in their possession 3.3 grams of marijuana and 3.5 grams of the drug ice with a glass pipe. The couple in previous interviews with KUAM revealed they're not addicts but turned to drugs for courage. Alexander, who had at the time recently undergone a back surgery, reported being under duress and not being sure she'd be able to stand up on stage. Though they face up to 6 months in jail and were set for sentencing on Monday, they'll have to come back tomorrow because prosecution asked for time to review the couple's supporting documents. Defense attorney Mike Phillips anticipates no additional jail time in this couple's future.
Yeah, we're very optimistic because they had completed everything that they were assigned. I'm hoping and anticipating probation.
Alexander also reporting she was able to use her experience to help others.
All I can say as far as advice is just get help, and when you're feeling stronger, help others. And I think that's why we did so well, because we did help other people. Community service, talking with them, and awesome. So it was good for us, and it kept us strong, and we feel great, don't we, honey?
Yes, we do.
That was 120 hours of community service completed. The couple will return to court before Judge Vern Perez on Tuesday. They have plans to return back to Hawaii on Wednesday.
We love it here. We love the food, we love the people, so we'll be back, hopefully for not another court case.
Now to the drug trial against Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser. It was defense's turn to take a crack at government's witness. Former Guam Customs Lieutenant Henry Alvendia. Attorney Peter Perez went over the 32 video and audio recordings between Alvendia and the couple. He clarified to the jury that in those communications, which were recorded and monitored, none of the words such as methamphetamine, drugs, or any illegal drug name were ever used. In his questioning, Perez also emphasizing that government agents aided Alvendia in setting up the couple. Defense arguing entrapment. Trial resumes Wednesday morning.
A settlement conference is scheduled for parties involved in last year's high-speed chase that started in Teton and ended in gunfire in Harmon. According to a federal court order from Senior Judge Alex Munson, parties will have to come to the table next month. Joshua John Onslaught Mesa, who had been shot in the butt, filed his federal complaint against GIAA and Airport Police Officer Vincent R.Q. Castro on grounds he was deprived of his constitutional right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. Mesa initially filed his claim against Gov Guam for $300,000, but he was denied. That settlement conference is set for April 24th.
Following the rules might not be the best solution for the Guam Police Department as a result of an info brief before the Legislative Committee on Public Safety.
The agency shared what they're doing to cut costs as a result of the shortfall and what risks to public safety might that pose. Kiani Mendiola has the story.
They know what they need to keep the public safe. GPD going before their Public Safety Oversight Chair today. For the past 3 fiscal years, the department has received an average $4 million deficit. in the budget amount they've sought out from the executive branch for its operations. As a result of the shortfall, GPD is now trying to cut $3.8 million for the current fiscal year. Chief of Police J.I. Cruz admits all employees, admin, and officers will be affected.
The furlough will reduce wages for all 366 employees by $1,190,212 during the last quarter of FY 2018.
The furloughs will take effect in June of this year, and because officers will not be prioritized, will ultimately double non-emergency response time and impact investigative work. And with GPD already shutting down the Hagåtña precinct, shifting officers to DEPCOR, and augmenting officers from other agencies, the committee is concerned with overall public safety.
In GPD, the sworn, uniformed officers who patrol our streets and our community out there is given no preference over a civilian administrative employee.
Well, to answer that question, yes, absolutely, Senator.
Okay.
And
do you agree with that?
Well, whether or not I agree with it is what the executive order says.
Then what's your opinion?
My opinion is my opinion, but I'm following the letter of the executive order.
Fine, then what is your opinion?
My opinion is that the government of Guam is facing a cash crisis. My opinion is that if we don't do something about this to address it, then yes, we do have to do the furlough.
And my opinion is that GPD is tasked with the responsibility of maintaining the safety and security in our community.
Absolutely.
You let somebody else worry about how they're going to backfill $67 million shortfall.
The loaning of officers to the Department of Corrections to relieve overtime was another hot topic, not essentially seen as an efficient use of GPD personnel by the committee. But Chief Cruz is looking at the bigger picture.
It's helping out another law enforcement entity, another entity within the public safety arena. It's about the bigger picture in the government of Guam. So I'm going to help out my battle buddy at DOC so that we can reduce the costs in the government.
And the use of officers from other agencies like the Port Authority and Department of Agriculture was another cause for concern.
I can't help but feel like, us in the community, we trust you.
Yes.
You are the ones who've been working these precincts, right? And these people, your Mandanya Task Force is all about creating this relationship with a community. That's what neighborhood policing is all about. And I find it's very perplexing up to now to figure out why are we taking people who are used to working in precincts out of the precincts and putting people who are not used to working in the precincts into precincts.
But the chief assures that public safety is not compromised and that these augmented officers have GPD authority according to the AG's office. Concluding the meeting, Senator Nelson suggested merging precincts instead of keeping the Hagåtña precinct closed. Senators and GPD will continue to work together to address all concerns. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Kiani Mendiola.
Leaders at DEPCOR also detailed their needs before Senator Nelson. The meeting's happening more than a week after both department heads requested Nelson step down as their oversight chair.
The Estumbo and PD fire stations are reopening Tuesday morning. They were closed earlier this month despite concerns raised by Dededo Mayor Melissa Savaras to save money during the current financial crisis.
GFD saying the governor's recently submitted fiscal realignment plan allowed them to slash enough to restore operations. Nestor Lecanto reports.
We were able to save.
Acting Fire Chief Darren Burrier says by reducing unscheduled overtime costs and cutbacks from the governor's fiscal realignment plan, they managed to save about $400,000 over the last two pay periods.
Where we're able to bring in 3 personnel to Estumbo Fire Station. They'll be on overtime, but we'll be able to man the unit, and it'll be a fire truck, and they'll be able to respond to all medical calls and fire-related emergencies.
The PD station will not be fully operational, though. Personnel from the Prevention Bureau will be manning it for now, with help from the Agriculture Department.
They will be positioning a wildland firefighting unit at the PD fire station from 8 to 5 daily, and that is because of the concern that we and the governor has with the dry season and the high risk of grass fires.
The announcement comes after Gura advised GFD that based on federal grant regulations, it could lose control of the Estumbo facility if it continued to keep it closed.
Closing the stations was a difficult but necessary decision at the time because of the fiscal crisis in the position we found ourselves in. And then, like I say, with the dynamic changes in the way the situation is playing out, the governor's office of the governor was able to do the fiscal realignment plan, and with our savings was able to have a situation where we're in our position where we're able to reopen the Estumbo Fire Station.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Now, a consumer alert and word of caution from the local fire department. Double check if your smoke detector is properly working. This after manufacturer Kita recalls its dual sensor smoke alarms. The company advising to remove their fire alarms from your walls or ceilings and to look on the side for a yellow cap. This cap, they say, can block the alarm sensors. The community is also encouraged to keep their smoke detectors free of any dust or debris.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Whole deep fried parrotfish or salmon fried rice. King's Lent menu, big value, great price. Tasty orange shrimp or salmon coconut curry. Lots of choices to eat in or grab to go in a hurry. When looking for specials for each of your meals, look no further than King's for delicious Lenten deals.
Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. And during Ram Truck Month, save up to $97.50 on new Ram trucks. Cars Plus has a great selection of 2018 Ram trucks. Plus, shop our remaining 2017 Ram 1500s. Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. The Ram truck comes with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And with 1.99 APR financing for qualified buyers, there's no better time to buy than now. It's Ram Truck Month, and only Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. Cars Plus, driven by you.
To me, Blue Moon pairs really well with Guam because Blue Moon is a beer that's exotically spiced. It's very unique and different than anything else out there in the marketplace. We always want to make sure that they're food friendly. You can pair them up with dishes, practically anything. Ingredients are the malts, the hops, the spices, and we put them together on that canvas, and the finished work of art is our bottle of Blue Moon beer.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
The Guam Election Commission is investigating possible campaign finance violations by Senator Mike San Nicolas and Senator Jim Espaldon. GEC Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says the GEC board will discuss it at their next meeting. As we first reported, Senator San Nicolas's campaign finance reports list a $3,000 donation from Cortec under cash contributions. That's not allowed. His campaign reports also show questionable donations from individuals that exceed the cash limit for individual donors. Federal election law prohibits candidates for federal office from accepting donations directly from businesses. Over the limit, donations from EBSCO and NC Macario and Associates to Senator Jim Espaldon will also be investigated by GEC. According to Espaldon's campaign finance reports, both donated $1,500 listed as cash contributions. Also being looked at, Espaldon allegedly using campaign cash to sponsor sports teams and whether or not doing that constitutes a violation.
Pangilinan telling KUAM that with the discovery of these possible violations, GEC staff are now reviewing other campaign finance docs from sitting senators and even gubernatorial candidates for questionable donations or expenditures. The GEC board will determine possible outcomes of the investigation. They may include the candidates having to return the donations in question or reimbursing their campaigns for questionable expenditures. We should note, San Nicolas did not return calls for comment. Espaldon declined to comment until he's had time to review the reports in question. The GEC's next board meeting is April 12th. You can read more on this story on KUAM.com.
The governor has signed the first 700 of what will likely be thousands of foreign skilled labor petitions. The new defense spending bill authorizes up to 4,000 H-2B workers specifically for Guam military buildup projects. The lack of manpower had threatened to further stall the relocation of Marines from Okinawa. Calvo says while the military desperately needs the additional workforce, so does the private sector.
Also, there will be coming to my desk in the next few weeks some projects that are outside the scope of the military. And I'll make mention some of the companies that filed a lawsuit that was won at district court. And at this point appears that with winning this suit, it gives them an opportunity to request and apply for H-2Bs. So I'm going to do whatever I can to help them as well as other construction companies and other companies in Guam that have relied on H-2B workers in the past.
The lawsuit was brought by the Guam Contractors Association and about a dozen local companies who complain about an apparent change in USCIS policy that saw a routinely high visa approval rate become a nearly 100% denial rate. They argued that without foreign workers to augment the local workforce, they would not be able to work on large projects.
The Guam Visitors Bureau says it's encouraged by the launch of a second Japan Airlines daily flight to Nagoya. The Japanese market has slowed in recent years, and GVB says one reason for the drop-off last year was North Korea's threat to launch a missile attack on Guam. But GVB board member Bill Nault says Sunday's arrival of 220 passengers on the 767 aircraft is a welcome sign.
Japan Airlines have told us that they see the real good opportunities. I mean, with last year's happening and all, Guam does seem like many of the Japanese people don't feel the danger that was expressed last year, and that we have been seeing quite a few full flights coming in actually this year.
Meanwhile, GVB hosted students from Japan's Kita Nagoya City who are here to learn about Guam and to practice their English-speaking skills. Nault says visits like these help reinforce Guam's image as fun and safe.
They will bring their experience here back to Japan so that more and more people and more students can actually come to Guam.
Despite a decline in arrivals, GVB has repeatedly said it remains committed to the Japanese market, which has been our top source of visitors since the tourism industry was established until it was surpassed by Korea just last year.
UOG is kicking off their 9th annual Island Sustainability Conference. A variety of green topics. Guest speaker Jessica Marati Radpavar, raised on Guam, will talk about corporate responsibility to keeping our island green.
I've really come to believe that business can be a force for good. And I'm excited to share why, as well as some practical tools for local businesses to embrace the sustainability mindset in the way that they operate.
She looks forward to the collaboration of ideas between presenters. The conference starts tomorrow at the Hyatt. There will also be a free community night on Wednesday.
Heads up, shoppers, the Payless in Hagåtña is moving to the Tri-Village. Payless Markets announcing they will be moving from the Hagåtña store to Mighty in 2019 in the former Market Wholesale building along Route 8. The new location will include a larger retail space. Payless Executive VP Kathy Scrow says while they enjoyed the relationship with the Hagåtña Shopping Center over the past 4 decades, they've outgrown the store footprint and require more parking spaces. They plan to move out of Hagåtña in February of next year and be situated in Mighty by April 2019.
A special half-a-day Pledge Kids ceremony was held over the weekend at the Bonita Baby store. Signing up this round included Gatbo Guam, Cutie Petunias, Autonomous Inc., and the Boat Shop. They, along with about a dozen local preschool and elementary students, participated in the event. The half-a-day pledge program is GVB's local community branding campaign.
Celebrating half a century on Guam, about 60 employees from Pepsi Cola Bottling Company came out for a wave at the Kmart intersection late Friday, showing their company's spirit and thanking the community for the past 50 years. Officials say during the celebration, the company is hosting a Pepsi Open Golf tournament next month, followed by a Gatorade 5K in August. Money collected at these events will go towards charity.
Sports is next, but first, here's your island weather.
Ooh, what do we have here? Tender morsels of deliciousness. Wait, back that up. I see you, your little golden brown temptresses, and oh, all that juicy goodness. Wait, is that a new sauce? Where are my car keys? I'm on my way, Mickey D's.
Introducing McDonald's new Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. Juicy and breaded to perfection. Hurry in and get 4 for you or 10 to share.
That's right, my tender game just got an upgrade. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $8.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $8.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes! Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $8.99 each. No one out pizzas the Hut.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and Sentra. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the way, NCAA men's basketball. Kansas taking on Duke. But first off, highlights from this year's Payless Kick the Fat 5K from Chamorro Village. Check it out. Thousands of runners filled the streets of Hagåtña for the 22nd annual Payless Kick the Fat 5K. Instructors from Synergy Guam led the crowd with warm-ups. Runners were also treated to a fireworks show at the start of the race. First 100 male and female finishers got a Run Guam hat. Run Guam shirts were given out to the first 3,500 finishers, along with reusable bags. Finishers also took advantage of the community fair and free health screenings, displays, and demonstrations. $500 cash was given to the school with the largest participation. There were lots of raffles and refreshments. Ryan Matienzo was the first overall finisher with a time of 16:23. followed by Derek Mendel with a time of 16:36. Eduardo Platt finished third overall at 16:45. First overall female runner to cross the line was Kate Guerrero at 19:40. Yumika Sugihara finished second with a time of 19:55. Rhea Macaluso placed third at 21:05. Isaac Ventura was the first runner in the 14 to 19 division to finish the race with a time of 17:32. First 13 and under runner to finish the race was Hanazara at 21:09. The Jose Rios Voyagers are Prince of the Diamond after defeating the Untalan Wildcats in the championship game of the 76 GDOE Middle School Baseball League. Untalan left a runner stranded on second after the batter was called out on strikes. The Voyagers were able to get their timing down on Untalan's pitcher early. Shot to center field advances the runner to third off the single. Aggressive base running by the Jose Rios team was able to get Javen Pangilinan to cross the plate for their first run of the ball game. Dominic Cruz added the second run off an RBI single. Jose Rios scored 3 runs on their first trip to the plate in the bottom of the inning to go up 3-0. Franklin Nanette would get credit for bringing home that third run. Nanette ripped an RBI triple deep to center field. Franklin showing his speed around the bases for the stand-up triple. Throw at home off on its mark. Untalan took the lead in the 5th but lost that lead to Jose Rios on their next trip to the plate. Defense was key as Voyager outfielder Rocky Mesa tracked the pop fly to right the entire way. Mesa came up with a nice grab for the out. The Voyagers tacked on insurance runs in the 6th to pull away with the win 13-7. Nice throw by the catcher to catch Untalan's base runner trying to take third here. NCAA men's basketball. Big matchup between number 1 Kansas and number 2 Duke. Grayson Allen breakaway for 2 of his 12 points in the game. LeGerald Vick, 2 of 7 from the outside, 6 of 16 from the field. Deep ball drops for 3. 14 on the night for the 6'5 junior guard. Marvin Bagley put up a double-double for Duke. 16 points, 10 rebounds. Hitting his only 3-point attempt of the game here. Udoka Azubuike with the alley-oop finish. Kansas is moving on to the Final Four. 85-81 winners in overtime over Duke. Malik Newman led all scorers in the win with 32 points. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
The brand new Nissan Rogue Sport, now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies, like automatic emergency braking, now on the Nissan Rogue family. Take on today. Get to your local Nissan dealer for great offers like this.
Every time I travel, there's something from home that I can't leave without. I take my Docomo Pacific Data to Go to share my stories in Taiwan, check subway routes in Tokyo, be my food guide in Hong Kong, meet new friends in the Philippines, make updates in the States, find my way around Korea, and check out all the cool shows in Singapore. It's the data I have in all the places I love for only $10 a day. Data to Go from Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Join the most excellent of egg hunts at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam on Tuesday, March 27 from 3 to 7 p.m. Pre-register for the right age group in one of the 4 egg hunts per hour. Call 647-4544 or stop in the restaurant and sign up at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Celebrate the magic of Southern Guam on the Talafofo River at the Valley of the Lady River Festival 3 on April 7th and the 8th. Explore the Talafofo River on a riverboat, tour our pineapple plantation, ride a carabao, ply on traditional canoes, throw a talaza, feast on delicious chamorro food, enjoy cultural dancing and local entertainment all day long. Canoe carvers, artists, farmers, and traditional healers will celebrate with us from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Celebrating Southern Guam is presented by the mayors of Talafofo and Inarahan, GVB, Foodies, Midpack, Pepsi, Takagi and Associates, Kloppenberg Enterprises, Jungle Riverboat, and the stations of KUAM. Visit valleyoftheLady.com or call 789-3342 for information. Advanced ticket sales available at all Foodies locations. $20 for adults, $10 for students. Seniors 65 and over and children 5 and below are free of charge.
They don't want these coming out. Mexican spices, nacho cheese sauce.
Critics and fans agree nacho fries are a masterpiece. It'll change the way you look at fries, craves The Hollywood Reporter. Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy 11th birthday going out to Alfred Alsek. Love mommy, daddy, and your brothers. Happy 14th birthday, Jevin Daniel Tovis. Shout out to my Jevin from his family in Guam and Washington. Sal Sablon coming from the family. A happy blessed birthday. We love you. Happy birthday also going out to Thomas Guerrero. And happy belated birthday to Peter Gugi Lujan. Happy birthday from the Station 5 crew. Margaret Santos, happy birthday from your husband and kids. And happy belated to Angel Crisostomo.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday.
And that's going to do it for us here in the news desk, but extras coming up next. First, we give you a look at this weekend's crab festival happening in Moleso.